sort of challenges does this Oklahoma State present to you as a receiver? I know they like to get after the quarterback. I think they lead the league in sacks, but being one of the guys on the outside, what do you see out of them?
I know they've got two very good corners, two very experienced corners. They're the same guys that were there last year. So we still have to watch a little bit more on them and everything. But they're always going to be a good team, always going to play everyone tough. Especially playing down in Stillwater, it's going to be a tough game. So, we've got to start fast, and just have a good week of practice this week.
What's that environment like at Stillwater? I know they've got like the pads around the thing, all those guys with the paddles. Is it one of the more intimidating places in the league?
I actually don't know. I've never been there.
That's right.
I haven't been to any of these away games this year, so this will be my first time in Stillwater. So, but I've heard it's pretty wild there. But we try to block all that out.
What do you think your biggest struggle is going to be going up against Oklahoma?
Oklahoma or Oklahoma State?
Oklahoma State.
I think they play really well. At home. I think that works to their advantage with the how their crowd is and everything like that. So I think starting fast is something that we need to do. That's always something that helps you as an away team. You need to start fast. They look like they're very good on both sides of the ball. Haven't really watched them much on offense. But I know on defense they've got two really good corners that are very experienced. They're a little bit younger than they were last year, but still very talented and very good team. So we have to make sure that we have a good week of practice this weekend. We go down there on our A game.
Does it help you going up against corners that you have before, or would you rather go up against fresh meat per se?
They're good corners, so it's not like it's easy. We played them last year, and it's been a whole year since we played them, so we still have to reevaluate them. They've gotten better, just like we have different strengths and that we probably didn't have last year, and so do they. So it's something that we've got to reevaluate them like we've never played them before. But I know that they're both good players, and their whole defense is good. So.
What was it like catching punts last week?
It was fine. It's just something Coach Holgerson told me to go back there and do.
Seemed a little windy.
Yeah, it was a little windy. They were kicking, kind of low liners, which are pretty easier to catch. They're not as, there's not as much movement out of them. So it was just something Coach Holgerson asked me to do.
It just struck me that things were strange that you don't usually drop passes, and you had a few drop passes there, but you handled the punts okay, and they were probably harder than the passes.
Yeah, it was just something that Coach Holgerson told me to do, and I know, having a turnover on special teams is something that can be a huge momentum swing.
You didn't you completely agreed with that first replay review inside the one. That was
I wasn't fully aware of the rule that if you had, I thought the ball could never go in the end zone. So if you had control, of the ball before you're in the end zone, then it's downed. So next time I'll just catch it.
Wesco gave you credit on his catch. He said, sun was right there. David told me the sun was bad. he said that's the only reason he would have dropped the one. So do you want to say Wesco was right, or?
There was, the sun was shining, but that's not an excuse. I had 2 drop touchdowns, and that's something that can't happen, especially out of a senior leader. So it's something that I'll definitely be taking note of going into next game.
When something like that happens, do you take it out of your mind, or does it stay with you and work on something the next week?
During the game, you kind of have to let it go behind you, but it's something in practice that you have continue to have in your mind so you can get better, because you can't just let things like that go.
Film's not fun though, is it?
Nah, not always.
There's outfield flip glasses like the baseball guys.
Yeah.
Pop up, That might be a tell for the quarterback that the ball's coming your way.
Yeah.
When a guy like Green gets a couple of picks for them last year and the personnel is the same, even though the defense coordinator is different, is it sort of fun matching up with him again at times?
Yeah, it is. He we played. He was on Karan and he was on me. Pretty much half the game, half me, half Karan. But he's a good player. And it's something that we've got to make sure that we're having our technique, making sure we're working our technique that Coach Carrier is teaching us and everything like that. Not letting them get hands on us and everything. So, it's definitely something we're going to be conscious of in practice this week.
Stereotypical receiver, cornerback. I'm guessing that gets bandied about a little bit.
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely something when you got a good receiving core going against good defensive backs. That's something that excites us through the week of practice.